Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Om Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janavallabhaya Swaha. Komalam Kujayan Venum Shyamaloyam Kumarakah Vedavedyam Param Brahma Bhasatam Purato Mama Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaham Jayati Jagadimayam Yasya Kaya Dhavaste Vachana Rachanamekam Kevalam Chakalaya Dhruvapadamapi yato yatkripato dhruvoyam Sakala Kushala Patram Brahmaputram Natosmi. We were listening to Bhakti Sadhanāni. Bhakti is that which takes us to Bhagavan. Now, what are the means to attain bhakti? We heard in Bhagavatam that Bhagavan is very willing to give mukti, but very reluctant to give bhakti. So bhakti is not something, although it is the easiest path and all that, but the parābhakti, we are talking about parābhakti, that supreme love for Bhagavan is not very easy to attain. Now, Bhagavan Ācāryāḥ Sri Nārada showing us different sadhanas which are possible for us to develop bhakti. Bhakti sadhana. So, in this sadhana portion, we have seen how to live in the world. That was the first sets of sutras. Lokepi tavadeva bhojanadi vyaparastu ācārya dharānavadhi, etc. we have studied. So, now comes how to develop bhakti. There are sets of mantra, sutras. We will read the sutras, a set of sutras, and then we'll try to understand the inner meanings of those sutras. I will read, please repeat. Tasyāḥ sādhanāni gāyanty ācāryāḥ tasyāḥ sādhanāni gāyanty ācāryāḥ tasyāḥ sādhanāni gāyanty ācāryāḥ tattu viṣaya-tyāgāt saṅga-tyāgāt ca tattu viṣaya-tyāgāt saṅga-tyāgāt ca tattu viṣaya-tyāgāt saṅga-tyāgāt ca avyāvṛttabhajanāt avyāvṛttabhajanāt loke api bhagavat-guṇa-śravaṇa-kīrtanāt loke api bhagavat-guṇa-śravaṇa-kīrtanāt lokepi bhagavat-guṇa-śravaṇa-kīrtanāt mukhyatas-tu mahat-kṛpayaiva mukhyatas-tu mahat-kṛpayaiva bhagavat-kṛpā va bhagavat-kṛpā-leśād va mukhyatas mahat-kṛpayaiva bhagavat-kṛpā-leśād va mukhyatas mahat-kṛpayaiva bhagavat-kṛpā-leśād va tasyāḥ sādhanāni gāyanty ācāryāḥ. Ācāryāḥ tasyāḥ sādhanāni gāyanty. Acharyas are singing, gāyanty, singing the sadhanas. Now, the different means for tasyāḥ, for that. For what? For bhakti, for parābhakti. Tasyāḥ sādhanāni, different means to attain that parābhakti, the supreme love and devotion for Bhagavan. What are the different means to attain this great, pure love for Bhagavan? Are sung by great Mahatmas. Cannot translate the word Acharya into English. They are not teachers. They are not. So, by the Acharyas, because it's a technical word, Acharyas, they sing the great means to attain the supreme love and devotion. Tasyāḥ sādhanāni gāyanty ācāryāḥ. So, who are these Acharyāḥ? Acharya means what? Acharya means not that any teacher. Any teacher is not an Acharya. So that's why we hear, there are Upadhyayas are there, Acharyas, then Adhyapakas are there, Vaktas are there. So many people are there. So, Upadhyaya is kind of a lecturer. He comes and then lectures to us. He doesn't care whether we understand or not understand. He delivers his lecture and say, Tata, bye bye, okay, now it is your, the goal is in your, the ball is in your court. You do whatever you want to do. They go away. So, next comes Adhyapaka. Who is Adhyapaka? Adi Apakaha. He not only delivers a lecture, but makes sure that we understand it. We understand the subject. Adi Apakaha, Prapakaha. The one who makes sure that we understand the Shastra properly. So he tests us, he asks us questions, he makes sure that whatever we understood is correct. Adhyapakaha. Then comes, there are in between so many other pravakta, vakta, etc., etc. But then comes Acharya. Who is an Acharya? Shastra says, Achinoti cha shastrani. Achinoti hi shastrarthan. Acharye sthapayatyuta. Swayam acharate yastu. Sa acharya prachakshate. Any teacher is not Acharya. Any pravakta is not Acharya. Who is an Acharya? Acharya is a technical name. No? So who is an Acharya? Acharya is a person, achinoti hi shastrarthan. One who extensively study the Shastra, different branches of Shastra, and then try to understand the import. Try to understand the essence of the Shastras. Shastra arthan achinoti. One who collects, one who understands, one who properly analyze and collect the meaning, the essence, the import of Shastras, achinoti ki shastrani. Shastrarthan. Then, not only that, he teaches us. So he gives us the import of each and every Shastra. Not only he teaches us, but then Acharye sthapayati uta. He gives us great inspiration to live a life according to the Shastra. Not only teach and go, not only make sure that we understand, intellectually understand the concepts, but Acharya is a person who has such capacity in him, who can inspire us, who can change our view, who can, push us into a deeper level of understanding. Ācārye sthāpayati uta. Not only teaches, but make sure that we experience, or we actually try to make those teachings practically in our life. Gives us inspiration to live the values. Ācārye sthāpayatyuta. He makes all of us to walk the path and then he does something else. No. How he gives us inspiration? He gives us inspiration by practice, not by preaching. That is the difference between a teacher and an acharya. Swayam acharate yastu. Who is an acharya? Swayam acharate. He practices in his own life. There's that famous story, the famous story of the Ramakrishna and the boy. One mother took a small boy to the Sri Ramakrishna and said, you see, oh, Paramahamsa Dev, this boy always eating jaggery. Whenever I don't look, he will go and steal the jaggery and will eat. Because of his all teeth is already damaged. So please tell him that, he should not do that. Paramahamsa heard that and said, please bring him next week. So next week again, mother brought the child and Bhagavan said, next week. Mother thought maybe something, he's doing some mantra and all that. So next week again, she brought the child. And Sri Ramakrishna called him and then make him sit near him and said, oh my dear child, you see, your Amma is so much worried. If you eat so much of jaggery, then your teeth will go and in your stomach all the worms will come and then you will not, lots of love. He said the child and said, you should not eat. You can eat little bit, no problem. But you should not, excessively eat the jaggery. It is not good for you. And the child said, yes, I will not. Now everything is over. Then mother asked Ramakrishna to tell this, why you made me came 2 times last week, and then he said, I was also eating jaggery. So when I am eating jaggery, how can I say the boy that you do not eat? So slowly, I stopped now. So that's why I am telling him. Now my word will have power. Myself is doing all kinds of wrong things, and then when I advise another person, there will not be any power in my words. Unless I actually practice, there will not be any power in our words. No? So that's why, swayam acharate yastu, a person who actually practices himself, sa acharya prachakshate. That person is known as ācāryāḥ. So, ācāryāḥ gāyanty. This is why vadanti, why not vadanti? Gāyanty. Gāyanty means what? To sing. This ācārya sing, tasyaḥ sādhanāni. The means to develop bhakti are sung by ācāryas. Why these ācāryas? Because their words are coming from their inner joy. See, they are not telling us just like any other words. They are not preachers. No, sometimes we ourselves do not understand what Shastra is trying to tell us, and then we just by heart it and blabber it. We can blabber so many things, but it will not touch the heart of the listener. Because it is just some words we are speaking. But when a Mahatma speak from his heart, so it's a gayanam. It is actually, when such a Mahatma is speaking, that is not to, impress people or to change people. No. Atma Sukhaya. Shri Tulsidas ji says, why I am writing this Ramayana Swanta Sukhaya Raghunatha Gata. I am singing the stories of Sri Ramcharitamanas, Tulsidas Ramayana, Sri Ramcharitamanas, not to convert people, make understand people. No, Swanta Sukhaya. Because he wrote it for Swanta Sukha, it touches everyone. That's why gāyanty ācāryāḥ. So, that is an expression of their joy. Not thinking that now I have to do this. There is no kartrutva from them. That's why that gāyanty word is used. They do not feel that, oh, let me sit down, now let me tell these people, advise these people, all these ignorant people, sinners, sinners. They never call sinners. It comes from their own heart, from the depth of their heart, because of their prema for Bhagavan, because of their karunya for the jiva. Galati, it's become a pravaha, prema pravaha. Like sometimes, when our father, our mother scolds us, we feel a little bit bad, etc. But we don't become angry. Why? Because we know that even that scolding is expression of their love. Otherwise, who will scold us? So gāyanty ācāryāḥ. The acharyas are singing what? Singing the sādhanāni. Why acharyāḥ? Why Narada is telling like this? He could say, aham, watch me. Now I shall tell you the paths to develop bhakti. No. This is the beauty of Indian or our Eastern religions, Eastern philosophy. Because they know that it is not that I am telling. This is the entire parampara. No, the parampara is speaking to the acharya. That's why ācāryāḥ, bahuvachana is used, not singular. Because a person who is speaking, that's why, we call this Vyasapid. So, this is Vyasapid. One who is speaking from here, he should be very much aware that he should not put his own, mad ideas into things. Whatever is Shastra Anubaddha, whatever is handed over to us by Parampara, Guru Shishya Parampara, that alone should be spoken from this Pida. So whatever is spoken from this Pida is not from X or Y or Z. These are all from the Sadashiva Samarambha, Shankaracharya Madhyama Smadacharya Patyanta. Narayanam Patmabhuvam Vasishtam Shaktim Chatatputra Parasharam Chavyasam Shukam. So that person, that's why ācāryāḥ, bahuvachana is used. Gāyanty ācāryāḥ. Why Narada cannot say, this is what I think, this is what the path to be taken? Because these bhavas, this science of spirituality, Adhyatma Shastra, is something they are trying to express things which cannot be explained. So we have already heard in the Kenopanishad, Keneshidam Padadi Preshidam Mana, there Guru Acharya, what was the mantra? Anyadeva tad vididada vididadadhi iti shushruma purvesham ye naha tad vyachachakshire. Oh my dear son, I shall tell you what my acharyas told me. Why? Because this question you asked is something which cannot be answered. Because the moment you tell something, it becomes limited. So, anyadeva tad vididād. This truth is something which is different from known. Anyadeva avididād. It is something which is not unknown also. It's not known also. It is not unknown also. Because this is something which we have to experience. The experience is beyond knowing and unknowing. So, hey my dear, you asked this question. Now I have to answer. How? From iti sushruma purvesha. Jo hamare, all those teachers who actually, gave us this knowledge. Ye naha tad vyachachakshire. Those people who tried to explain to us, according to their wisdom, I shall answer you. That's why ācāryāḥ gāyanty. Not that aham vachmi. Not that, tasyāḥ sādhanāni aham vachmi. I shall now expound all the paths for... No. Because this is the paddhati. This is the parampara. That's how we express the truth. And also different parampara. See here ācāryāḥ. One is to show the parampara. Another is, for the same, there could be many paths. It's not that there's only one path, there's only one God and one path and one book. No. There could be many paths. The goal could be one, but there could be many, many paths possible. So many acharyas, according to the need of the listener. See, when we read, Shastra, that's why in the beginning itself, in Vedanta we say that we should know the Anubandha Chadushtaya. Who is the Adhikari, we should know. Because to which kind of a to which kind of a student this science is spoken, we should know. Because the same truth can be said in many ways. When the child starts to learn physics in the first standard, the science first standard, then we teach them that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Why? Because that is the pratyaksha for a child. The moment the child comes to UKG, LKG, we teach him there is no sunrise, there is no sunset, everything is a Brahma, mithya dharana. What? So according to the listener, acharyas reveal the Shastra. We should always remember this. Because when we read different Puranas, different Itihasas, even different Shastra Granthas, the same truth is said in different ways. Why? According to the listener. Okay? That's why Ācāryāḥ, different Acharyas in different ways, this is said. Okay, now what? Tasyāḥ sādhanāni. The sadhanas, the means for the parābhakti. See, in bhakti and jnana, one important difference is the means. In bhakti, vikara is the tool. And in jnana, vichara is the tool. One is bhava pradhana, another is yukti pradhana. Doesn't mean that without bhakti jnana is possible and there is no yukti in bhakti. No. See, you see now we are seeing the Bhakti Sutras. Many people think that there is no yukti in bhakti. No, how beautifully Bhagavan is expressing everything. But pradhanya. What is the main, the emphasis? In bhakti, the emphasis is on purification of the emotions. Bhava, our emotions, our mind, is the main tool to develop bhakti. So what is the sadhanas? Different means for what? Different means to purify our emotions. Emotions are there in each one of us. Now, how can we purify these emotions so that it will be directed towards a higher goal? So, we have to purify the emotions. To purify the emotions, we need vicharam. Without proper thinking, the emotions will not get purified. Otherwise, if there is no vichara, there is no hope of Shastra. Shastram is there because vichara is possible. But in Bhakti Pada, vichara is to purify the vikara. So, through the intellect, we should purify the mind, and the bhavas of the hridaya should be invoked and then purified and then directed through vichara. For that, gāyanty ācāryāḥ. Now, how can we purify the vicharas? Says, through Gadha Ishvara Premna. How our emotions can be purified? The emotions of human bosom can be purified through pure love for Bhagavan. See, any emotion through kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all those negative emotions also can be purified and directed towards Bhagavan. This is Bhakti Shastra. Bhakti Shastra's hope is this. That is the greatness of Bhakti also. In all other paths, this should be cut off. This should be destroyed. But Bhakti, he says, how can we purify them? That which are actually blocking our path, we should purify and then make it our friend. Now, kama is there. Let us purify it into prema. Krodha, kopa, anger is there. Let us purify and make it into vairagya. Now, lobha is there. Greed is there. Let us purify and then make it into the longing for Bhagavan. Mada is there. And ahankara is there. Let us purify and then make it that we are Bhagavans. Ishwarasyoham. Ishwarasya dasoham. So all these negative emotions can be purified and make them helpful for the path. How this is possible? That is the Bhakti Shastra. Through Bhagavad Bhakti, through the Prema Poshana. See, we don't have to take each one of them and then purify. When we develop Prema, Bhakti, attraction, love for Bhagavan, slowly all these enemies also can be tamed. That's why Bhakti Shastra is very, very important. So, through Parama Prema, Vikara Samshodhanam happens. The Vikaras, different emotions are purified, and then we are taken towards the higher altar of life. Now, this sādhanāni, this, means to purify, to cultivate, to develop, to direct. There are different means. Those means are divided into two types. There are two types of sadhana. Which are they? The first type is known as badhakam. The second type is known as the sadhakam. Badhakam and sadhakam. So what is badhakam? Badhakam means that which we should remove, that which we should destroy, that which should be, cleansed. Badhakam. Another is sadhakam, that which we should practice. That which we should imbibe. So, there are some things which has to be removed and there are some things to be practiced. So, the bhakti sādhanāni are of two kinds, bādhakam and sādhakam. That which has to be removed, that has to be practiced. Tasyāḥ sādhanāni gāyanty ācāryāḥ. Ācāryāḥ gāyanty because of their krupa, because of their prema. According to the desha, kala, ruchi, according to the place, according to the time, according to the taste of people, according to their spiritual growth, how much they understand, how much they can practice, according to the sadhaka, the sadhana is pointed out by the acharyas. We should always remember this. When we read different shastras, we will see that different paths are advised. When we read Puranas, etc., we will see this. That's because there are different kinds of sadhakas in this life, in this world. And these are directed towards different kinds of... So, whatever is actually, see, when we go to for a wedding, there will be 100 types of, food that is there in the counter. It's not that you have to take everything. Some people know, ayo, what happened? Yesterday I went for a marriage. So what? Now there were so many items and I ate everything. Now my stomach is upset. See, they keep different things because people are coming of different tastes. There will be South Indian, West Indian, East Indian, North Indian, so many things, Punjabi and then Gujarati. All those things will be there. It doesn't mean that you have to take everything. Whatever is good for you, whatever will suit for you, that only you should take. Like that, in the Shastra also, there are different injunctions, different direction, You take what you can digest. Should be very careful with that. Okay? Don't take up things which we can't actually understand or practice. Take things which we can actually understand, practice, and then we can go forward. Something may be very higher, but may not be able to digest at this level. So, at this level, whatever is best for us, take it, and slowly we grow, and then we'll be able to digest that also. Paneer is very good. But a small baby, 1 month, eat. Why? Paneer, full of proteins. You know what will happen then. So, although the things are very good, doesn't mean that everything we should take. That's why, ācāryāḥ gāyanty. In Bhagavatam, Bhagavan says, Shāstreshu yāneva sunischito nrāṇam kshemasya sadvrigam hetuhu asanga atma-vyatirikta atmani dridharatir brahmani nirgune chaya. See, in these shastras are trying to tell us different paths. Acharyas, shastras are telling different paths because of the adhikaritva of the sadhakas. Okay. Now, what he says, we start with a bādhaka sadhana. First, when we go to we have some, very fever. Some problem is there, health is not good, sickness is there, so we go to the doctor. Doctor tells, what do you eat every day? First itself I get up and then I will have aloo paratha and then curds. Very good. First thing, stop it. So, first itself we have to remove things which are not good for us. If we are doing things which are not good for us, whatever medicine we take, it will not work. So first is a bādhaka sadhana. You should remove this first. If you want to develop the pure love for Bhagavan, then what we should do? Tattatu viṣaya-tyāgāt saṅga-tyāgāt cha tattu viṣaya-tyāgāt saṅga-tyāgāt cha. Tu means indeed. Tu, indeed. Tat. Tat means this sadhana, viṣaya-tyāgāt. First thing is viṣaya-tyāgāt. Tyaga of viṣaya. Now, Bhagavan will make this little more clear afterwards. Viṣaya-tyāgāt, giving up attachment to, or giving up the viṣaya, different kinds of sensual enjoyments, viṣaya-tyāgāt, saṅga-tyāgāt cha, and giving up saṅga, attachment. So how we can have bhakti? We can have bhakti by viṣaya-tyāga and saṅga-tyāga. Now let us see what Bhagavan is trying to tell us. What do you mean by viṣaya-tyāga? In Vedanta also, no? The first thing is viveka and vairagya. Now, in bhakti also, viṣaya-tyāga is there. What do you mean by this? Is this same thing? Yes, but little different. Now, in we know you are all now experts in drishti-srishti-vada and drishti-srishti and srishti-drishti, vada, etc. Okay, so in Vedanta or in the Jnana Marga, the entire attention is on drashta, drashtuhu darshanam. Jnanapada is drashtu pradhana shastram. Drashta means everything we are thinking, who is the drashta? Who is the seer? Now that's how we analyze the Vedanta philosophical or jnanapada. The bhakti is tatpada pradhana shastra. Jnanam is tvampada pradhana shastra. Bhakti is tatpada pradhana shastra. There, drishyam is important. In Bhakti Pada, drishyam, drishya pradhanam, what you see is more important than who is the seer. Okay? Now, drishya pradhanam. Drishyam is of two kinds. We can divide in different ways, antarikam and bahyam. So, there is a antarika drishya, another is a bahya drishya. Drishyam means seen. There's an antarika drishya, means those all images we make ourselves. And there are bahya drishyam, that which we see outside. Now this antarika drishya also, bahya drishya also, of two kinds. One is Ishvaraha, another is other than him. So, Ishvaraha and Vishayaha. Ishvara and Visha. Vishayam. Ishvaraha Vishaya. Whether it is Bahya darshanam or Antarika darshanam, there are two kinds of darshanas possible. Ishvara darshanam cha, Vishaya darshanam cha. Kutra sarvatra. This is bhakti stand. So, when I am looking at this vigraha, I can see what? A Vishaya also, Ishvara also. For a person who doesn't believe in Ishvara, or, all in this Murti Puja and all that. For them, this is just an idol. No, he can just come and then break it without any problem, because he is seeing this only as a viṣayam, as an object. Now, how we look at that? Do we see this as a viṣayam? No. We see this as Bhagavan. Now, here also, viṣaya-tyāgāt. In Bhakti Shastra, this is a difference between Bhakti Shastra in Jnana Shastra. In Bhakti Shastra, viṣaya-tyāgā doesn't mean actually giving up the things. But what it is, in each and every viṣaya, give up the viṣaya buddhi. If you remove the viṣaya buddhi, then who is only there? Ishvara alone is there. Because Satyam Jnanam Anandam, the Sattan Chittan Ananda of everything, anything is Ishvara. Somebody gives us food. Okay? Now the food as such is a viṣaya. The food as such is a material. But the moment we offer this to Bhagavan, now this is not just food. This becomes prasada. Now what happened? We have not removed the viṣaya. We have not removed the food. What we removed? We removed the viṣayatvam of food. From that, by connecting it with Bhagavan. Now when we are eating that, we are not eating just food. What is that we eat? We eat prasada. Because our entire intellectual perception is now different. When we eat the prasada, instead of that food makes us lethargic, the same food makes us sattvic. What is charanamridam? Charanamridam, tirtha. It's water only. Now Ganga is, Ganga bhati hai, Ganga is flowing. Now a person see this just water, it is water for him. But when we go near Gangaji and then we see that, like Bhagavan Pujya Gurudev, Sri Tapovan Maharaj used to see Gangaji as the liquid Brahman. For Tapovan Maharaj, Gangaji was not a river. He used to perceive it as liquid Brahman. The flowing Brahman is flowing. Now for him, so when a Nastika takes bath in Ganga, what happens? If maybe there is something which is there in his body, may be cleansed. But when an Astika takes bath in Ganga, not only the body cleaning, his mind will be cleansed. Why? Bhavaha. He feels, now I am, all the sins of my life are washed away. Now I am immaculate. This is known as viṣaya-tyāgā in Bhakti Shastra. So in this entire universe, viṣayas are there. Now give up this feeling that this is a object for my enjoyment, and then replace it with Ishvara Buddhi. That is why Tattu viṣaya-tyāgāt. How is this possible? How I can change this perception of materialism with spiritual understanding? Saṅga-tyāgāt. How can we do this viṣaya-tyāgā? It's very easy to sit here and then say viṣaya-tyāgā, etc. But how can we actually practice it? It is by saṅga-tyāgā. Saṅga means what? Attachment. So how we can remove the viṣaya buddhi? By saṅga buddhi, by attachment. What attachment? The attachment towards bhoga. Why we feel that this is a viṣaya? Because I am attached to it. As long as I am attached to the things will be vishayam only. And that vishayam will become visham, poison one day. But when we give up the saṅga, attachment, what do you mean by saṅga? Saṅga is ahankara mamakara. The saṅga is of two. One is I. Toward the saṅga towards the body, mind and intellect. And the saṅga towards mine. I-ness and minus. Mine. This is mine. Don't touch it. Who say? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, Bhagavan laughs. When two brothers, they divide the property. And then they say, this is mine and that is yours. Entire earth belongs to Bhagavan. How can we say that this is mine and this is yours and all that? And then also, when the doctor says, don't worry, I will save him. Bhagavan laughs there. So, this is saṅga, attachment. The attachment is of two kinds. One is viṣaya saṅga, another is bhakta saṅga or bhagavat saṅga. So saṅga-tyāgam, how saṅga-tyāgā can be done? By bhakta saṅga or bhagavat saṅga or bhagavata saṅga. How can we take away this saṅgam, attachment? The attachment has to be taken away by another attachment. Now, suppose something pierced in our leg. We take another sharp instrument and then take up this thorn and then throw both of them. Like that, not like that, but all the viṣaya-tyāgāt which is there in now, as the saṅga is there, not viṣaya, that viṣaya saṅga buddhi is there in our heart, has to be removed by saṅga to Bhagavan, saṅga to Bhakta, saṅga to Bhagavata. So Bhagavan, Bhakta and Bhagavata are one and the same. Bhagavan himself appears as Bhakta, Bhagavan himself appears as Bhagavata. Other than Bhagavan, nothing is there. So, in practical sense, how can we have this saṅga-tyāgā? By, Pujya Gurudev says, attach and detach. Attach ourselves to Bhagavan, so that we shall be able to detach from the world. There's no other way. So when this saṅga-tyāgā happens, then viṣaya-tyāgā becomes naturally possible. So, what actually blocks us in this path of God realization is this viṣaya and saṅga. This, our attachment towards the things, and that is what actually blocks us. Things are not blocking anyone. No, we are catching hold of a stamba, and then we cry, oh, this stamba is not leaving us. Like that we say the world is not leaving us. World is not catching anyone. Do they? No. So, by bhagavad-arpana buddhi, we have to... Okay. Viṣayeshu gunādhyāsāt pumsas saṅgastato bhavet saṅgāt tatra bhavet kāmaha kāmādeva kalirnrunām. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam says, Viṣayeshu gunādhyāsāt. Why are we attached to the Viṣayas? Because we think that the guna, the enjoyment comes from Viṣaya. Everyone likes to have nice sweets. Nobody wants to drink something which is very sour. Why? Because we think that by eating sweet we get ananda. So, viṣayeshu guna adhyasat. We feel that there is guna in this viṣaya. Pumsaha sangaha tato bhavet. People get attached to things to attach to things and people and places, because they have this adhyasa that the guna, there is a guna, there is some, some joy coming out of that. Saṅgāt tatra bhavet kāmaha. Because of the attachment, a kama, desire is developed. And because of kāmādeva kalihi, because of kama, krodha comes. Dhyayato viṣayān pumsaha saṅgasteshu upajayate. Saṅgāt sanjayate kamaha. Kāmāt krodho vijayate. Krodhāt bhavati sammohaha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. Smriti vibhramsād buddhināsaha. Buddhināsād. Now, so what we have to do? What we have to do? We have to develop love for Bhagavan. For that, what we should do? Avyāvṛttabhajanāt. Is it possible for a human being to develop love for Bhagavan, and then because we are attached to Bhagavan, we can detach from this world? Is it possible? Yes. If it is possible, how can we do that? That is said in the next sutra that we'll listen tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.